So the year is 2012. Everyone thinks the world's about to end. I am in year 11 or 10, and my mum bought me a Canon 550D for Christmas, which was the very first camera that I ever owned. And in that same year, Fujifilm also released their first mirrorless camera, and I have it right here. This is the Fujifilm X-Pro 1. And in the world of rangefinders and street photography and, I don't know, digital mirrorless cameras, this camera gets talked about all the time. And I just missed the boat on it. I wasn't shooting in that kind of way when this was being released. And the first rangefinder style camera I had was an X100V. But today, I'm in the city of London in 2024 to have some fun with the X-Pro 1. I also have the 18mm, which is 28mm full frame equivalent. And also this 18mm was released at the same time, I think, that the X-Pro 1 was released. First impressions, it's been in my hand for about an hour. The screen is pretty bad, so I've turned it off and we're gonna go for more of an analog experience today. I've only heard good things, so I'm very excited. Let's see what we can do. Street photography is just a disguise for my coffee and pastry addiction. So after, I don't know, 25 snapshots, the autofocus, I think, is better than I thought it would be. I haven't checked the focus, I haven't checked the pictures yet. I haven't really been chimping, so I could look back at the photographs and they're all out of focus and not where I intended on it being, but we will see. So far, I'm pressing the shutter button and it feels good. It's responsive and not as sluggish as I anticipated. So, seems pretty cool so far. So it looks like there is some protests of sorts today from both ends of the spectrum by the looks of it. And I don't get political with my photography, but I do like to document what's going on. So hopefully this can keep up if anything kicks off. Well, not kicks off, but if anything, if things get a little bit spicy or the tempo speeds up a little bit, hopefully this is okay. But I do have my M11 in my bag, just in case I don't get on with this today. But hopefully I just use this. Okay, there's lots of people. The energy is quite low right now, which is fine. Yeah, we'll keep exploring and watching, see what happens. So I'm not entirely sure what I keep doing, but I keep knocking this single, continuous and manual focus button down here. I wish there was a way of just turning that off so it didn't do anything. I'm not entirely sure. But I want it on single, but I keep flicking it to continuous. Never mind. I'll just keep an eye on it. I came out this morning at about 10:30 or 11. I arrived in the city and I was on full battery, and it's now 2:30 and I've got 1 bar left, barely. As you can see, it was flashing red, or the red battery sign was on. So, and I do tend to keep the camera switched on the entire time, and I've had the screen off. I thought having the screen off would save battery, but it's still not the best, which is to be expected. Even the X100V battery life is pretty naff as well, so not great. But I do have my M11 in my bag, so how unfortunate. How will I cope? I will have to just switch to the M11 and continue the rest of the day. But yeah, I'll keep shooting until this says no. back in the city today, back out with the with the X-Pro 1. And a couple of things to mention. I got in last night and edited a couple of raw files that came out of this yesterday, and I am really impressed with the colours, the contrastiness, the way the photographs looked certainly had a charm to them, and something about this older camera, I don't know what sensor this is specifically, I don't know the details of it, but I liked the photographs. I thought they came out pretty cool. And there was some limitations with low light, so anything past 2000 ISO, they weren't great quality, but I'm not using this camera or shooting the photographs I'm shooting for amazing quality. I think they were sufficient, and I think that's good enough. And I sent a couple of photographs to some friends, and I was like, hey, what do you think to this? And they were like, great. I don't think they realized it came out of this camera, so that's cool. And what was the second thing? Oh, the battery life. So yesterday I was a little bit frustrated with the fact that by 2 p.m. or 2:30, the battery had died on this. What I didn't realize was that the X100V batteries are also the same batteries that this uses. So I have just packed a couple of extra batteries today. I'm surprised that it's the same battery. After 10 years, they used the same battery for the X-Pro 1 as they did the X100F and the X100V. So battery life problem solved, kind of. And my initial impressions on the raw files were that they looked great. So I'm excited to shoot again, this time with better weather today in the city, and yeah, see what else we can come out with. So I don't know, initial first impressions on this camera, it feels great to use. It has its limitations, but so what? I don't think that matters for this kind of photography. And yeah, overall I'm having a good time, and that's what matters most. For those interested on how I'm using the camera, I do have a Portra 400 recipe baked into the JPEGs, so the files, you know, on screen look really cool. But like I said a minute ago, I was actually really impressed with the raw files. So as much as I am shooting JPEGs and RAW, I probably won't use the JPEGs as much as I really enjoyed editing the raw files. But yeah, Portra 400 recipe in here does look great. Enjoying the beautiful winter light?
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Makes our lives so much easier.
Sometimes winter light, I think, is nicer than summer light.
Oh, absolutely. Winter light is infinitely better, but you have less time to shoot.
Yeah, and it's like 1 in 30 days, it's good. Yeah,
yeah, literally. Few and far between, so you feel a bit out of practice, right?
Yeah. Nope. It looks so good, and I never get anything decent.
The amount of people that are like, dude, this is a famous red wall, you come here and all your photos fucking sick. I've never taken a good photo here.
It's almost too picture made, it's too ready. And then nothing creative happens.
But like, what would look good here?
Someone in a full Manchester United outfit. The light is absolutely exceptional, and I'm just having loads of fun shooting these leaves on the floor here, and obviously just the light everywhere is really pleasing. I'm really enjoying simple scenes like the orange leaves on this table, the red chair, the light cutting through. It is effectively kind of meaningless in the world of street photography. There is no amazing storylines being told here, but aesthetics is good enough sometimes to just press the shutter button. I mean, look at this. We have a wild Roman fox has joined the party.
You join us in London. There's Tower Bridge over there. We're now on London Bridge going towards the bank. And this is all for today's tour. Join next door where I'll talk about what the London Eye is.
So the light has been exceptional all day, and winter light is so good when it hits. It's just much more rare, right? But some more first impressions and initial thoughts on this. It has limitations, but those limitations are fun and quite quirky and enjoyable. So the autofocus isn't rapid. The auto exposure is a little bit off sometimes. It doesn't know what to prioritize in terms of, well, I've got it on center weighted, I think, and sometimes it's just a little bit off. So I've reverted to just going full manual for everything. And that's fun. It works as expected. I don't know if I needed this for anything professional. It would be too reliable. It might be too slow. But here we are in the streets having fun. I'm not doing anything professional with this. So yeah, this is such a capable camera. Like I said, I saw the results from the images from yesterday's session last night. I haven't seen the photographs I've taken today, but you will have seen them throughout this video. So good. And for 300, 400 pounds, maybe with Fuji inflation and hype added to that, I don't know, this might be 500 pounds for a camera. I should probably check that. I'll put it on screen if I know. But the price of this camera seems so worth it. And if the X-Pro 1 is this good, then the X-Pro 2 and the X-Pro 3 must also be very good choices as well. And I've not used the X-Pro 2 or 3, but like I said, if the X-Pro 1 is this good, then they must also be excellent as well. So yeah, if you're doing street photography, if you're having fun with your photography, if you're just doing a bit of photography on holiday, if you're traveling and you want a camera, I can highly recommend this, and I've only used it for 2 days. So yeah, a couple more hours left in the city. I think we've got a couple more hours left of good light, and I'm excited to continue to see what we can get for the rest of the day. Yeah, man. So we're going to finish the weekend walking down Piccadilly Road, back and forth while the sun disappears. This time of day in October, 3, 4, 5-ish, the light is so good, and we've got clear skies. So for the next hour or so, I'm just going to be walking up and down the street until the second battery dies on this. Hopefully you see some pictures coming up, but if I don't get anything, then the video might just end. So we'll see how we get on.